Hey, what's up everybody, this is Muth24, and today I'm going to be taking a look at another anime DVD. This is the Darker Than Black Anime Classics release from Funimation. There was a white box art version released a while back, and then they basically, I don't know if they compacted the discs into a smaller case, but anyways, it's a single case with a slipcover, and they changed the box art and knocked the price down a little bit so it could fit into their classics collection. I think this retails usually for like $30. I think I got it for a little bit less. But this is a series that really surprised me as to how much I enjoyed it. It's definitely a darker series, as the name implies. It's definitely more for the mature audiences, but I do feel like with anime that are aimed at mature audiences, there's kind of a split, and there's the ones that are very thought-provoking and very deep, and in some cases really messed up, but are very well written. And then there's the ones that are just bloody for the sake of blood sport. This one certainly has the bloody elements, but it's all with a purpose. There's the violence, there's the action and all that, but it's definitely with a greater goal in mind. And because of that, I think this series does really well to blend the action element and the thought-provoking storytelling. So for those maybe not familiar with Darker Than Black, what it is there's an event of some sort that opens these two places called Hell's Gate and Heaven's Gate, one in South America and one in Japan. And with the origin of these gates, there's sort of weird supernatural phenomenon that comes along with it. There's just plants that you wouldn't normally see that look very alien growing in these areas. Lots of people end up dying in the zones. They're just kind of like a no man's land. But when the gates open, it also brings forth what are essentially superhumans. And everyone has a different single power that they can use. It's not like everyone in the series has a single power that they can use, but all the people who have the powers are only allotted one power to use. And then they have to pay a certain price to use it. And these prices are really strange in some cases. Some of them are a little bit more normal than other ones. Like there's one guy that has to flip through the pages of a book and fold the corners of it, whereas there's another guy who has to break his own fingers every time he wants to use this power. But these powers can really be anything, like one person can jump from body to body and control people for a certain amount of time. Another person can distort gravity around him. And in the case of the main character, Hei here, he is able to charge electricity through different objects, be that a person, and shock them and knock them unconscious, or through his knives and wires that he uses to attack people with, shocking environments and whatnot to his advantage. But anyways, all these people with superpowers are known as contractors, and they sort of live in the shadows. Everyone kind of assumes they're there. They don't really know for sure. They're sort of like an urban legend, if you will. And towards the end of the series, their role in the world becomes more prominent and more widely recognized. But as the series starts out, there's a small task force led by this lady named Misuke Kirihara, and she's trained in dealing with contractors specifically. So there's sort of a tension that exists between the normal humans and the contractors, whether they really like it or not. I mean, there's some contractors that don't really bug the humans, and there's other ones that that's their sole objective in life, is to just mess with people. But the interesting thing with the contractors is they don't always view themselves as human. Most of them see themselves as something different. The series is I believe 26 episodes. Flip the back around. It's 4 discs for the DVD here. I believe it is 26 episodes long. So you do get, quite a bit of story there, and each of these episodes, the first few are just kind of to set the stage for everything, but every story does connect to something later on. There's always a greater story that's being told here, and that's one thing I really do love about this series. So, looking at the discs here, you have Hei on the first disc, you have Kirihara on the second, you have Yin on the third one, and then you have Huang on the fourth. And Yin is actually a doll. She was a human at one point, but now she's just sort of a vessel, like a security unit. She can use the environment to see where other contractors are headed and inform Hay of that. And then Huang is a human who is part of the syndicate along with Hay and Yin, and he's kind of put into that position begrudgingly, but he kind of comes to terms with it as the series goes on. Got some really cool artwork inside of the case there of all the characters, and then again the front is the same as the slipcover, just without the Classics logo. There's the side, and the back is the same. You do get some extras on this Classics release. You do get the cast auditions of all the characters for the English voice actors. It's not really any video with them acting, it's just like audio of it, and they have their character's picture in the background. And they only do a few lines, but it is kind of cool to see how their audition version of the voice was a little bit different in some cases than the actual version in the series. You do have commentary for episodes 2, 9, 13, 16, 22, and 26. And those are by some of the different voice actors as well as the team at Funimation. You have some production artwork galleries, the textless opening and endings, and then you also have some trailers. The one thing they do include as a little bonus with this version, and I don't know if it was in the original one or not, is you get this little bonus OVA that's just kind of fun and goofy, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the series except for the characters obviously have ties to it. Whereas the series is generally more serious, with a few exceptions. There are some episodes that are just kind of funny and a little bit more freeform and stuff. But overall, the series has a pretty serious tone to it. This OVA is just completely ridiculous, and it kind of plays off of some of the running trends throughout the series, and kind of pokes fun at them, and puts some contractors into the story that have completely ridiculous powers, or just are kind of goofy characters in general. So it is kind of fun to have that as a little bonus. There's only one episode like that in this collection. The second season has a few more like those, but all in all, I really would highly recommend this series. I think it's a great story. It was surprising how much I enjoyed this, and I really do like the dub cast quite a bit too. I think Mao is probably my favorite. The guy who plays Mao in this is probably my favorite voice actor for the series. But yeah, it's difficult to explain what happens later on without spoiling things, and I think that's a really good thing. I think that really says a lot about how the story develops. And I think if it's something you're interested in, you can always check it out online. I think there were some episodes up on YouTube. I don't know if they're still up there now, from Funimation. Otherwise, you can always go check out their website. That's what I did. I gave it a few episodes before I decided I wanted to pick up the DVDs. And yeah, I definitely recommend this as definitely a darker action series if you're into that sort of thing, and with the sci-fi element to it. But that pretty much wraps up this review. Be sure to stay tuned for more of my anime DVD reviews, and actually I'm going to leave this up to you guys as to which one of these you want to see reviewed next. It's not like it's necessarily going to be my next video that I'll do, but the next anime DVD that I will review. So, here are your choices. We have the Cowboy Bebop Remix Complete Collection, Darker Than Black Gemini of the Meteor, which is essentially Season 2, or Sergeant Frog Season 2, and that's both of the little box sets there. So leave your comments, your choices in the comment section below, and I will get around to doing that sometime probably in the next few weeks. But that pretty much wraps up this video, and with that I will see you guys next time.